And you sit up here with a straight face in the year 2022, acting like you the only one that knows history. I just gave you some historical components to look at. And then we're looking at this team right now, Erik Spoelstra. You go to 4 straight finals. You win back-to-back titles. The last title that you lost to the San Antonio Spurs, D-Wade wasn't 100%. The first title that you lost to Dallas, LeBron James openly admits it was the worst that he had ever played in a championship round. I mean, come on now. And then on top of it all, with the bubble, with all these distractions and a level of discipline and commitment and fervor and everything that it requires, Erik Spoelstra got them to the NBA Finals, okay? And we're going to ignore the fact that this man is as great as he has been as a head coach. He's one of the best coaches in the game, and he clearly is one of the best coaches ever. And Pat Riley validates that, because when there was speculation as to whether or not the Stars would want Erik Spoelstra to be their coach, Pat Riley made it very clear. He ain't going any damn where. Erik Spoelstra's one of the best in the business. You better recognize, doggy.
Well, first thing is, you're giving him credit for the bubble, but you don't give LeBron credit for winning the championship in the bubble.
That's not me.
So
I do give him credit. Patrick Beverley didn't give him credit for the bubble. I give LeBron credit for the bubble.
Yeah, that was an impossible title. So you can't give Spoelstra the credit for getting to a final and then blow off the fact that LeBron hasn't done anything in L.A. and they should trade him.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You said you should get rid of him 2 weeks ago.
I didn't. Excuse me? What'd you say?
LeBron, you said the Lakers should trade him.
Hold on, time out. See, you misrepresent. You're being slick.
That's what you said.
No. What I said was, it should be considered because he is so great, he's the only asset they have, so you can get parts for him because you're not winning with him with the rest of the people who you have around him. Yeah, that's what I said. Is that not factual?
May I continue?
Yes, you may.
Did you forget about Raleigh's job with the Knicks? And he won a championship in Miami.
Of course I didn't forget about that.
Don't sit there and tell me that Hardaway and Mourning and the Miami team was that great.
Who did he have in Miami? Who did he have in Miami?
He had Mourning and Hardaway. That was not a great team.
No. He had Mourning, he had D-Wade, and he had Shaq.
Well, Shaq was old and Wade was a young player.
He wasn't that old yet. What are you talking about?
Shaq was 40.
What are you talking about? Shaq wasn't that old yet?
Now you're going to tell me that Shaq was in his prime when they beat Dallas in 06?
But he was still a diesel. He was still the diesel. He wasn't what he was in Boston and Cleveland. He was still a diesel. Come on now.
Take it easy. That was not a great team.
Hold on.
Dallas blew that series. You know that better than anybody.
Stop it. First of all, no. D-Wade averaged 37 and a half the last 4 games of that series.
I love Bennett, but Bennett put D-Wade at the line in Game 3 down 2-0 to make free throws, and that killed Dallas in that series. But forget that.
Are you questioning the greatness of Dwayne Wade in that series?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But that was not a great team.
D-Wade put on the show.
That was not a great team. That was not a great team.
Excuse me.
That 06 Miami team was not a great team.
Excuse me. The Miami Heat, you had a defensive wizard in Alonzo Mourning that the Dallas Mavericks wanted no part of. They wanted Shaq to stay on the court because Alonzo Mourning was such a force defensively. Shaq obviously was still a force offensively. D-Wade was a superstar. Antoine Walker and those boys could ball. What are you talking about?
That was not a great team. The Mavericks blew a 2-0 lead in that series. They never should have lost. But forget that. We're going to the coaches. All right? Jackson went to the Lakers after he won the championships with the Bulls, and they were down 13 early in the fourth quarter in Game 7 against Portland with a very young team. They hadn't won yet with Shaq and Kobe, and he kept that team together. They came back against Pippen and the Trailblazers and won that title. Right there, he was worth every penny they paid him. And that showed you why Jackson is a superb coach. You got a moment like that for Erik? You got a moment like that when he was in dire straits and he figured out a way to calm everybody down. And don't compare him to Auerbach. Will you please? That's not fair. You're going to compare him to Red Auerbach?
So I can't answer the question? I can't answer the questions. So you just gonna talk. You ain't gonna let me counter. So the moment that you're talking about with Portland, where Kobe threw the alley-oop to Shaq and sealed the deal at the Staples Center years before it became Crypto.com Arena. Whoever the hell came up with that idea. Oh my God, don't get me started with that. But nevertheless, you had Portland. They had them on the ropes. They had them 15 down. The Lakers came back, led by Shaq and Kobe, closed the deal en route to their first title ever. So you want to give Phil Jackson credit for that?
Absolutely.
Time out. But we don't want to give Spoelstra credit for when Ray Allen was in the game and he capitalized off the fact that Greg Popovich foolishly had Tim Duncan on the bench.
Bad job.
Chris Bosh grabs the offensive rebound, feeds it to Ray Allen, and Ray Allen drills the three, ultimately to put them in overtime in the seal and ultimately force a Game 7. We don't want to give Erik Spoelstra credit for that, but we want to give Phil Jackson credit for what he did, right?
Steve, it's a different team. The Lakers were a young team that hadn't won anything yet. They were a fractured team against a very good Trailblazer team. The Heat had already won a championship with Bosh,
they were the defending champions.
and LeBron, and Ray Allen. It's a different kind of team.
Last point.
And Jack.
Okay. Party's almost over, fellas.
Last point. They were defending champions at the time, going up against a champion. See, Portland hadn't won. The Lakers hadn't won. In this case, Miami had won, and years earlier, San Antonio had won. So what they did against the champion. Thank you very much. Case closed. Let's move on.
Fair point.
Oh,
Fair
my
point.
goodness.
Fair point.
You're damn right it
Miami.
is.
Fair point.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.